let's go.
So you're not playing Friday?
I'm not. I just need to be able to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, we can start there with Kelce. Can you shed any more light on the situation with that?
You know, we were in a situation where he had some discomfort in there, and we have time to handle that, and so he can play this season. He's going to have to go through things throughout the season, other things. So something that the doctors and Jason and myself felt comfortable, that to get it cleaned out and be ready for the long haul ahead. And Jason Kelce is the toughest guy I've ever been around by far, and so. I'm glad we're able to be able to do that, so he can play with less pain.
When something like that happens, can Jurgens start there while he's out?
Yeah, he'll be in. You'll look at practice today. He'll be in with the ones today, and while Jason's out.
What have you seen from Cam?
No, because as you look at it, you come out here and we're. He's having pain when we're out here, and that's when we decided to do it. So
is week 1 realistic for him?
I don't ever put a timetable on anybody, as you guys know. We're hopeful for him, and like I said, how many 122 games in a row does he play? Yeah, if he's close, the track record says that he'll be ready to go. But I'll never put a timetable on anybody.
What have you seen from Cam since he's been here, and what are these first-team reps going to mean for him?
I've seen him be like a sponge around Jason. Just there's times out there where, hey, listen, there's only one Jason Kelce, but there's times out there that, he's doing something. You're like, well, I kind of look like Jason, right? And so Cam's done a nice job of picking everything up, and, he's just, again, in Jason's ear and trying to get as much information as he can, learning from the vet. Like, there's some very unique opportunities for guys here to play under guys. Like I asked somebody this, how many teams in this league have 4 guys with a Lane Johnson, Jason Kelce, Brandon Graham, and Fletch? How many teams like that? How many teams are like that? Like, what an opportunity for these young players to be able to learn from those guys and pick their brain, and Cam's been doing that.
Nick, what's the latest on the class?
Day to day with them, we're hopefully here soon with him. He won't be out there today as far as practice, but he's getting more and more comfortable on it, and we sure as heck miss him. We need him out there. We know how good of a football player he is and how important he is to this organization. But we're waiting, but we're doing what's best for him for his health.
Nick, how would you characterize the value and the communication that's involved between Jalen Hurts and John?
Yeah, I think that's important. That defensive coordinator quarterback back and forth is important. That's what I've told you guys this before. That one of the reasons that Jonathan's here is all the back and forth that I've had with him over the 3 years in Indy about different styles of defense and what he's seen or a question I have about a defense to get our team ready. And it's the same thing with Jalen. They talk back and forth, and I think that's what good teams do. You see good teams that young guys, right, are helping older guys are helping younger guys. I see that all over the field, and good teams have that communication with coaches and players, and that's what guys that are hungry for football knowledge do. They find out the guys that can help them, and they seek, and both those guys seek each other out to gather information about what can help their game be better.
When did Jonathan Gannon first pop up on your radar, and when did you start to think that maybe this is a guy that down the road I could see as a potential defensive coordinator?
Yeah, I mean, right when I got to Indy, I've always been big on connecting with the players. I've been big on connecting with the coaches, and so, Coach Gannon and I hit it off when we were in Indy together. And again, it didn't take long. My passion with a wide receiver, and then him being a DB coach, I've always had that connection with the DB coach, and just talking through things, technique things, fundamental things, and then that leads into scheme things. So very early on with my time in Indy with him.
You didn't know him before you got to
I did not. Yeah.
As far as Friday night, where do you stand with the starters?
Yeah, so again, don't have to make a final decision obviously until they go out there, but we're thinking 1 to 2 series with the starters.
Are there things in a game
You know,
setting?
the fact that both left tackles have been out and you don't have your starting center, how does that factor into your decision?
Yeah, still staying 1 or 2 series with him. Yeah.
Nick, how much is the first preseason game sort of a run-through for you guys, the coaching staff, and that kind of communication? How seriously do you take that?
Well, I'm huge on communication. And so I know you guys can see me sometimes out there fussing at guys and fussing at coaches and fussing at players. And when I'm fussing at a coach out there in practice, it's because of communication. And so, that's always a thing, that from day one of practice, you're working on the communication that you have back and forth. And you know what? The stadium practice helped us with that too. And so naturally you're trying to knock some rust off because there's things that pop up that you haven't done on the headsets in a year. And so it's important for us. It's really important for us to go through that process of those first 3 games and get down our, mechanics as coaches. And like I said, we did that in the stadium practice. We tried to do that every day at practice, but there are going to naturally be things that pop up, and so this is a big trial run for us, and we take every day. I don't ask the players to try to get better every day without myself and the coaches trying to get better every single day. So that'll be a big process for us of how we can accomplish that. I think it's important for everybody, right? And so you want to get everybody ready to go. Again, there's different ways. We have opportunities to get our starters ready different ways in the sense of the joint practices and the different things that we do there. But yeah, I mean, your question was on the younger guys, and that's a big thing. I think I mentioned this last year that we've had guys make the team because of what they've done in the preseason, and I don't see Dontrell right now, but he's out there somewhere, and he's one of the main examples of that, right? That coming from Canada, not knowing if he's making the team, having some good practices, but then having a big game in a preseason game and really showing what he can do. There's a lot of guys that come to mind with that. Zach Pascal, I'm just thinking a couple guys off the top of my head. Austin Eckler, right? These are guys that so it's important. It's big time important. And you get to see. I look at every practice like I can't wait to go upstairs and evaluate the practice after this and make the corrections and praise the good things. And it's just another opportunity to do that in a different stage. So I'm really looking forward to it.
2 more, please.
You brought up being fussy with players, kind of show motion on the practice field. Is there a guy on the staff who's kind of like your even keel guy that you're pushing, that's like your guy that kind of says, all right, cool, man, you give him a ton of crap and, keep a level head. Like a guy
Sure.
that keeps you level headed on a day-to-day basis, maybe in practice or so we're giving it to the guy.
I think sometimes it's hard for coaches when I'm like yelling at another coach to come up and say, our coaches have pretty good sense of timing when to come up and talk to me. So I don't know if when I'm in the middle of fussing at a guy, if that's the time. But yeah, I think, Shane, very level-headed, and you're asking that question as if I'm a little roller coaster a little bit there. I don't know how I'm taking that question, Mike. But Shane, does a great job. He's really good. He's a good, you always need balance, right? And so, Shane, Kevin, Brian Johnson, I think that Brian's probably one of the best examples, right? Because, talking to Jalen or how I correct something with Jalen, and then he's able to, go talk to him afterwards and play off of me. Maybe I'm the calm one, which I know is shocking to you. All right, but maybe I'm the calm one, and then Brian is the one who does it. But those 3 guys, because I'm with the offense more, obviously, but those 3 guys that off the top of my head are the main ones.
What's been your assessment of Gardner Minshew's performance in camp?
I think that he's running the offense smoothly. He's had some interceptions that have happened that, aren't necessarily his fault, right? With tip balls, this and that. But, you always want him to keep getting better every day. I know he'll go out there and play well in the preseason games. And you also know, okay, if he has a down day, what he's been in the past. You know that he helped us win a game last year, and he's played at a high level. You know that the games that he's played in the NFL, he's 42 touchdowns, the 16 interceptions, and all that stuff. So, but I do believe that there's been some picks that he's had that aren't necessarily his fault, but, he's in the process of trying to get better, just like we all are. Sam, go ahead. I always let Bob be the bad guy. Bob says last one, and I go, boom, one more. What you got?
Just to follow up on Zach's question, I'm sure you've weighed the risk of putting Jalen out there behind a third-string left tackle and a backup center. So what's sort of overriding that, or what's your thought process as to why still put him out there?
Well, we're in training camp when we're out here, we think about how we're going to run our plays and go through it. In a game, you can protect guys. You can help guys on the edge. And I'm not saying the guys that are in there are going to need help, but there's more you do as far as game planning to help players out in a game or spotlight players. So we've been doing that for a long time. We're always constantly thinking about that when we play good defensive ends. And that's the defensive ends make a lot of money in this league for a reason. They can ruin games. So that's constantly on our mind, and it won't be any different here.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.